welcome to another exciting episode of the Wild Game Anglers podcast. I'm your host, Henry Vine, and today we have a special guest joining us, Henry from the 514 Fishing YouTube channel. Henry is a passionate angler and YouTuber known for his incredible fishing adventures right here in the greater region of Montreal. From exploring hidden urban fishing spots to sharing expert tips and techniques, Henry's channel features some incredible catches. In this episode, I'll be chatting with Henry about his journey into the world of fishing, some unforgettable experiences he's had along the way, and the insights he's gained from running his successful YouTube channel. So grab your fishing gear and get ready for an episode filled with fun stories, valuable tips, and a whole lot of fish tales. Henry, welcome to the podcast.
Thank you, man. Thank you. Hi, Henry Vine. Hi, everyone. I'm loving the new name and this podcast there.
Oh yeah, you like it for real? You like the change?
Yeah, I mean, you're gonna be more inclusive, like you said, and it's gonna help. It's gonna help, like expand.
Yeah, I hope so. That's for sure. I felt the Henry Vine fishing was more like, I don't know, egocentric in a way.
Look at this.
Yeah. You're still wearing the custom hat.
I'm gonna be the unique people that has the old school Henry Vine fishing.
Yeah, that's good.
I'm gonna want you to sign it so I could retire this.
All right, retire it. You put it on the wall somewhere.
Oh yeah. Caught a couple of monster with it, so I think it deserved to be retired.
Well, thank you, man.
All right.
So I was wondering, we should start with a quick resume of how we met, since we already told the story a few times, but for anybody who's new,
Yeah.
I think they should hear the story of how we met.
I think you should go on this one because you're the one who actually did the meeting part. Because me, I was just sitting at my work when that happened.
Yeah, you're right. So just a quick resume how I met Henry is I went fishing with my friend Sonny. We went to a new location, and it was a spot we never been to, and there was already some holes pierced, but they froze over the night. So I start drilling in one of those holes with my auger, and a student card comes out to my surprise, and I'm like, "What's this?" And it was Henry's student card. So I looked him up on Facebook. I wrote him. I saw his profile picture. Actually, what motivated me to write him was a big 50-some-inch muskie on his profile picture. I said, okay, I'm going to return this student card to this guy. And that's basically how it all started.
Exactly, exactly. I was sitting at work when you wrote to me, and I'm like, "Who's this guy?" And he's like, and then I think you found out I had a channel, but through that thing, because I do post like links on it, I think. I think you saw that I had a YouTube channel,
Yeah.
but I was super small at the time. So I'm super grateful that we met. You helped me out for the beginning part of my YouTube channel for sure, big time. And it was a funny story, to be honest,
Oh,
man.
it is. It is. And look, we actually became good friends. We went fishing a lot together. Both passionate about fishing. So
Very,
it's pretty cool.
yeah, it's
It's like
very
we were
locally too.
meant to fish together.
Yeah, exactly.
And now we're doing a podcast together. Actually, our second podcast, because you already have a podcast on your YouTube channel as well, and I was your first
Yeah,
guest on it. We did 2 episodes.
yeah, that was cool.
Yeah. How's your ice season coming along so far?
Well, to be honest, this year it's been a tough season. I don't know, is it tough because of my time? Because I started a new job, so like I don't have much time. But
Yeah.
just the weather wise, it's been weird. It's been like in the beginning part of the season was like there was no ice, so I was kind of like, okay, we had to drive far away to look for ice.
Yeah.
And then the moment there was ice, it was like -20, -30, and then I was like, okay. Then we had 2 feet of ice, like suddenly. And then when I wanted to really fish, it started snowing like crazy. We had like I don't know, 2 days in a row that was like just crazy snow. And
Yeah.
then it's like the opposite. Everything is gone.
Yeah.
It's been a crazy weather. I don't know.
Up until mid-January, eh?
Yeah, it was strange, but I did still squeeze couples like fishing session out there, and it's been weird too. Like every time I went out, I kind of never caught the species I wanted, and I was catching all sorts of strange fish. I don't know. I don't know if it's a good thing or not, but
Yeah. Well, like that tench, that was a pretty cool catch
yeah,
on ice, man. That's really rare.
I know a tench. I don't know. I caught a burbot. I think I caught anything except the targeted species so far. How's your season going?
It's rough, man, but at the same time, I haven't put the time that I would have liked
Yeah,
compared to previous years. But I did my first outing in 2 years, as you saw in my YouTube video.
yeah,
And I was actually surprised to be skunked. I really went out there confident.
yeah.
Even though I didn't put up my 10 tip-ups, I kind of regret it now, but I was actually so confident with only four.
Mhm.
Turns out I didn't even get a bite. But
But
that's okay because it felt good on the morale just to get out there. And my second outing was with my family.
yeah,
And I had some footage to make a YouTube video. I decided not to make a video because everything just went bad
yeah.
from my daughter being sick, the fish not cooperating, just everything was going bad. And then finally, one nice rainbow trout bit, and I lost it right at the hole. It would have
No,
been a one trout day, but
but one
he got
shot,
away. He got
man,
away.
it got away.
You know? So that's it. And then I had another outing planned with my friend Sunny. We were
Okay.
supposed to go out with the snowmobile, and then everything was planned. I took 2 days off work, and then the morning we had to cancel because don't know if you remember with that big windstorm we had. It was
Yeah,
high winds,
yeah,
and man, it was like 100 kilometers an hour of
crazy.
wind gusts. So
Yeah.
he called me. He's like, "Don't come down, man. It's gonna be too bad." So I took 2 days off work, and that's when I did my Google Maps YouTube video instead.
So
Then I said, "Okay, I'm just not meant to catch a fish on ice,
at
man."
least you make the best of it though.
Oh yeah, oh yeah.
No, but I mean, at some point, we could go together. I have some spot that we could for sure catch. I mean, if you want some fish, like we could catch fish. I don't know about big fish though, because
Oh well, it doesn't matter the size or anything, man. Just catching fish, just getting out there. It's for sure. We're already March. Us, it's over, eh? And we have what, like 4 weekends left?
I don't think so. I don't
Now I
think.
know it might melt fast too because now we're getting that's it. So I gotta hurry up, catch my first fish on ice in over 2 years. I gotta do it.
Do it. You have to do it. Anyways.
So my first question for you on the podcast would be, what inspired you to start your fishing channel and how did it all begin?
Well, to be honest, I've been watching a lot of YouTube before, right? Starting this my own YouTube channel. I've been watching. I always wanted to do something like this.
Okay,
But what really triggered or permitted me to begin this channel is honestly is COVID-19. Like
okay,
that year when it happened, I got some time off and I felt like okay, everything was perfect for that because I had some time off. I know a lot of people are out there probably looking for activity,
yeah,
and fishing is one of those outdoor activity you could do alone. It's not too expensive if you like, if you don't go high end stuff.
yeah, that's it.
It's not too expensive. You go out there, you enjoy the outdoor. I mean, it was perfect. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna start. And also because it's not like I fish differently since my YouTube channel. I've been fishing before the YouTube channel
Yeah,
and I knew I could not help people, but like I've been catching a lot of fish before already. So I'm like,
yeah,
okay, if I could pass on some of what I do, it probably would help some local people, right? Because
yeah,
I fish here. I mean,
yeah, that's it. And you even have some fans too, because sometimes when we go together to your local spots, you got people that recognize you from your YouTube channel and they want pictures, man. I'm there, I'm trying to catch a fish and I'm too busy with
can
my
I
cell
hold
phone
the
taking
camera, man?
pictures.
Hold the camera. Can I hold the camera? No, no, but I mean, it is surprising and funny sometimes to see that, but I
Oh, it's
mean,
cool. It's a compliment, man.
I'm flattered. I'm flattered. So come take picture of me when you guys see me.
Yeah, that's it. That's it. It's all organized. No, I'm kidding.
How much do you pay that guy? Anyways, yeah.
Are there any childhood fishing memories that have influenced your passion?
Um, there's so many. Like we came from a family that I mean, it's not just fishing, is about the fish itself. It started off about the fish itself. Like
Okay.
when I was born, my parents already had an aquarium at home, like a 6 feet long aquarium.
Oh, wow.
Not like a small thing, so I grew up with having fish around me. Like as a baby, I have some baby picture of me, and behind me there was like these big ass fish in like in the background, you know. So fish was part of my life, and as I was growing up, I know my parents they like fishing, but they were never serious about it. They were using like, you know, we would use like bamboo stick attached to a line. We would, you know, like cast line like by hand, like,
Oh
you know,
yeah.
was never
That's
serious.
cool.
But we caught a lot of fish. And I also wanted to add when I was growing up, I grew up in South America, right? So like a lot of the fish we catch are kind of like the fish you would buy in a in a pet store, you know,
Yeah,
for
yeah.
fun. So we would just like for me, catching fish also equal to having like, you know, pets, you know.
Yeah.
It was kind of like really cool.
Different topic, fishing tips and techniques. What would be your top three fishing tips for beginners?
Top three. So it would depend, like to me, it would depend on the targeted species because you can't just like, you know, it really depends on the species you're targeting. But as a general tip, I would say like start by targeting smaller fish. You know, like a lot of people they jump the gun, you know,
Yeah.
like they forget like you can't just go and like aim for the big fish. You know, I know is what, you know, catches
Yeah.
your eyes and stuff.
Yeah.
But my tip is to start with small fish, learn how to handle the fish, the equipment, basics, you know, learn all the basics, then move up.
Yeah.
So that's the first one. And the second one would be like if you start dabbling onto like plastics, right? Because a lot of people who fish sport fishing, like they use plastic bait. And I would suggest to start with also a smaller bait, you know, like so that you could get some fish,
Yeah.
get some confidence. Because if you start with a big ass bait, you're gonna be like, I can never catch a fish. You're gonna give up like right away.
Yeah. You're right.
So like start with smaller baits, like you know, get confident. It's all about the confidence, you know, you get confident about a bait, then you'll be like, okay, I don't mind throwing this bait everywhere. Then when you see some fish, then you're like, okay, now I could test other baits, you know, because
Yeah.
you know.
But then if you go bigger baits, they're gonna need a bigger rod too. So,
Also, yeah. But
uh,
like, but start with like things that get you confidence, right? And
yeah,
the last, and I think the most important tip for fishing is like you can't give up.
that's
Like
for sure.
you can't give up. You have to be like, okay, this time didn't work out, but you have to keep trying because the thing is, it's not about your technique sometimes. It's just the fish is not there.
Yeah.
Like another day you come back, it will work out perfectly and you wouldn't know why, you know?
Yeah.
But you have to do it. If you didn't do it, you're gonna be like, this place sucks, that bait sucks, you know, like all
Yeah.
sorts. You,
Patience is key.
patience is key, man, in this
Yeah.
sport, especially. So yeah. Anyways,
One of
uh,
my tips would be what I did in the beginning to learn was I subscribed to like a monthly magazine review.
all
Here
right.
in Quebec, it's called Sentier Chasse et Pêche. And I would read a lot of those articles just to learn. And like we have some famous anglers around here, like Daniel Robitaille. I
Okay.
remember reading one of his articles of using a lipless crankbait
Yeah.
at a certain time of year. I did
Oh,
exactly what he did, what he wrote in the article, and that's when I caught my first 5 pound walleye.
no way.
And I that's actually what I'm not sure if that would be my first YouTube video, but I mean at the time it was just like
Think
fishing
so. I think
segments,
you
you
did.
know.
I think
And
you did.
that I was all happy, and like my GoPro Hero 4 wouldn't even record sound, and I'm there. You don't even hear what I'm saying. I'm just celebrating with my big walleye, but that was all because I read something in an article and I did it to the letter. Like
Yeah,
so
yeah, for
that
sure.
would be my first tip. Read up on
Right.
articles.
And also like learn from local people. Local
Yeah.
people have the knowledge. Like
Oh yeah.
you can't come in and be like, oh, I know more than a local person because
That's for sure. Yeah.
they know they go every day, they know every pattern. Like it's important, those stuff.
Yeah.
What else would you give your followers as other tips, let's say?
Other tips would be, well, I think you pretty much summarized like me, the never give up is rule number one. You
Yeah,
know, you gotta have patience.
important.
Target the small species first, you know, because unless it's an accidental catch, then it's understandable. Let's say they're fishing with a little micro lure and then they catch a 40-inch pike for some weird reason. But I mean, you don't want to start big because people they don't know how to handle fish. You know, you got to start off small. Someone who never caught a fish before is going to be nervous. They even with a small fish, they're going to drop it. They'll drop a perch. You know what I mean? I know that because I've been there. I
Right.
remember starting off small, and even when I caught my first muskie, even now to this day, handling a muskie is hard.
Hard,
So
hard.
it's you got these people that right away want to jump to the 40-inch, 50-inch muskie,
Yeah.
but you got to know how to handle them.
That's why the
So
I think that's one of the reasons probably they're closing the ice season, man. They have all these people coming.
yeah, actually, that's probably, I think that's one of, well, it's not, I think that's one of my questions later on for you is about the regulations with muskie during the ice, what your opinion is, but we'll talk about that when we get
But
there.
yeah, we'll talk about it later.
Before getting there, I was wondering, do you have do you have any favorite fishing spots in our region that you'd recommend for anyone who's beginning?
Mhm. I fishing spot. I mean, you have to fish more. Like like to me, it's like as you fish, you'll learn about where the fish like to hide during the day.
Yeah,
And not just during the day. You would if you fish more, right? Like a lot of people, they fish once or twice. They don't understand that like there's kind of a pattern that recurs over the years. Okay.
yeah,
So like it's not just about the day, also like during this season and over the year, right?
yeah,
So like
exactly.
the more you fish, you're gonna be able to kind of locate them.
Yeah,
So for me, it's not like a specific location, I would say, but if you're starting, I recommend to go also again smaller, like it's kind of like the theme, like you go to a smaller place where you kind of know exactly where water comes in and where water goes out. So you could target specific places. If you start fishing and you go like to a huge lake where you have no idea where to go, it's kind of hard. You're gonna spend
yeah,
2 hours just driving around, like to me, you have to like concentrate. So, like I said, so for me myself, when I don't have time, I always go to some sort of canal. So you see me fishing a lot of canals because
yeah,
I know the edge of it, I know the end of it, I know almost the population up there. You get it, like you
yeah.
get
You
it
put the
done.
time over the years.
Yeah, exactly. So that's what I would recommend. Start in smaller place so you could understand the structure.
Yeah.
Every snag, maybe you understand the
Oh
snags.
yeah, the snag.
You will lose a lot of bait.
Especially when you're finesse fishing.
You
Oh,
want to finesse them,
yeah. You don't want to
yeah.
learn lose those lures, man. Even if they're soft plastic, even if they're not that expensive, it's always a pain when you lose one.
It adds up, right? Like
Yeah.
every jig adds up.
Yeah, well that's it. Like you said earlier, fishing is not really expensive, but it could also be very expensive.
It could be very expensive.
Oh yeah.
Actually, it's like a drug, right? Like you could start off like really cheap, but then like at some point you could end up with some higher end stuff, and
Oh
then
yeah. Then it's so expensive you don't even want to use it anymore. You know, it's
yeah,
like, oh, I'm just gonna keep it.
I have a couple of those. I have to admit I have a couple of those. Anyways, we'll keep it for other days.
Yeah. Can you share a particular challenging fishing experience and what you learned from it?
Um, I think for me, the challenges that happen to me the most often is when I go to a non-local fishing trip, because I time to time I would do that, right? I would plan a non-local fishing trip,
Yeah.
and these trips poses like great obstacles because you don't know the places, right? You
Yeah.
don't know even if you know the places, sometimes you don't know the weather by the time you get there because it's so
Yeah.
far away. So you can't plan properly. So I'm gonna give an example because like there's one particular trip where we decided to go to these Miramichi trip that we
Yeah.
do every year. So this is maybe second year. So we still don't know everything about it. And we decided to go a bit earlier this year because like every year we're like, oh, maybe earlier is better, like it. So in our head we're like, okay, let's just go early.
Yeah.
And we go super early, right? And we arrived there and still like winter basically for like there
Oh
was
yeah.
there's still ice floating around, there's tree floating around, and the water did not fill in the place yet. So it was like we had all sorts of challenge. We got there, it was the worst weekend, full rain all 3 days we were there, full wind. But again, like like we learn from these things, like because like yes, it was bad conditions, yes, but we never gave up. So we the boat almost flipped when
Oh
we
yeah.
yeah, it was bad. It was bad. And then we decided to like, oh my God, we needed help. We got pulled out. But then we start trying, like we walked around, we asked locals, and then like asking locals is very important, as I said. Like
Yeah.
these people fish there all the time, so they know exactly where the fish is almost at.
Yeah.
You know? And they told us like, oh, maybe try this point, that point we go is like almost right away. Like we caught a fish. Like
It's nice that the locals helped because sometimes people don't want. You
even
know,
if
so
we didn't want to help, they're there to catch fish. So we're just looking at them,
yeah,
like
okay, I see.
sometimes even if they don't need to talk, you just by
Yeah.
looking and you learn. Like this guy there was a guy I remember really well. Like I got to the spot that I think there's fish, and then there's a car parked there, and
Okay.
and I saw he was a fisherman clearly. He has his rod all there, but he was not fishing, and I didn't know why. But then at some point I was checking the tides.
Yeah.
I was checking the tide chart and I understood why he was just sitting there. He
Okay.
was just waiting for the tide to be right.
Oh yeah.
And the moment the tide was right, the guy jumps out the car and just right away he goes. Like
He knew he had the experience.
exactly. And then after that we talked because he caught some, we caught some, then he talked to us. Now he saw that like he saw that we were able to catch.
Yeah.
Then he started giving, he would start spilling like some of the secrets. And he was definitely waiting for the tide. Like and these are the things we learn from local people, and it's very
Yeah.
important. Anyways.
Oh, that's good. No, great information.
Oh yeah, and we kind of salvaged because of this, right? We found some fish, then the next day it was still raining and stuff, but we found fish now. So we parked the boat near there and we were able to fish around the area we found fish. So
Yeah.
to salvage the trip. If not, we would have been like skunk all 3 days.
You made a YouTube video of this one, right? This trip?
Yeah, yeah, that one I
All
made
right,
it.
I'm gonna attach it in the description for the viewers to see. I remember now you're talking about this story and I remember watching it.
Yeah.
Have you ever had a fishing trip go hilariously wrong?
Oh man. There are a couple, but the one that went the most hilariously wrong, I would say, is like one of my first real ice fishing. I've been ice fishing, but not seriously. Like for
Okay.
me, it's like okay, what I go there, I drill a couple hole, whatever. I was not serious about it. So I decided to be serious about it, and I went to buy a tent. And
Okay.
so at this point, I'm still using hand auger, like like everything was still low tech. No sonar, nothing. And like I was drilling this hole. I put this tent up, super proud of myself, right? Like these pop-up tent is super fast. I never did it before, but I did it in 2 minutes, and I was super proud. I was like, oh my God, like this is
Yeah.
gonna be great. I go in, I set up, and then suddenly, boom, the whole thing just rips off on top of me. On
High
top,
winds.
like just on top of me and start rolling. And I was like when you're Fiji, like you just
Yeah, yeah, you're stunned.
I'm stunned. I didn't even realize what's going on. And then I'm like, I just see my tent rolling on the ice.
Yeah.
And I start running, right? And then, but these heavy boots, man, like you can't run in snow. I'm like running and I'm like, I just see go further and further. And I'm like, oh my God, dude, never gonna catch up.
Goodbye tent.
I know, goodbye 10. I start running at 30 minutes, man. 30
Oh
minutes.
man.
And luckily there was some sort of trees at the end of it. I was able to get back my tent. I'm like, imagine first
Oh.
first fishing trip, brand new tent. I'm like, bye. You
Yeah,
have
that's
never
kind of
had
why we
something.
canceled one of our trips this year.
Yeah.
The one that I was supposed to do on ice because there's no way the tent would have held up.
Have you ever had something funny like that happen to you?
Uh, Fishing trip funny. There's been multiple ones. I know there's a time when one of my friends fell from the canal into the water. That didn't happen to me. That happened to you.
I know that was funny.
Yeah, that was funny. I have the YouTube short. I think it's on your channel, right?
I think I felt twice that we fished together. There was
Yeah,
another.
twice you fell in the water. But maybe when I fell with the muskie, thinking fast like that, when I fell with my muskie, at first it wasn't funny, but now that I think about it,
Yeah, it's not too bad. No one got hurt.
no one got hurt. That's what counts.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm starting to discover what the challenges of fishing with kids.
Yeah,
Very challenging. I tried, like I told you, I tried bringing my daughter there with
not
me ice
okay.
fishing
Oh, that did you?
recently.
But she was happy, no? Like when before that, I mean, the one she
Oh
caught.
yeah, well we brought her to last summer. We brought her to a pisciculture for her first time. She was excited. That really went well, to be honest with you. But I really wanted her to catch her first fish through the ice, and like I pumped her up. So my wife and I we brought her there to Pouvoirie Saint-Zenon, and just nothing was working that day. Like I told you, she got sick on the way up, and then it was a cold one, so we set up the tent.
Yeah.
We put the heater on, but then it was a little bit of wind. The tent was fixing the ice, but just that little bit of wind, the sound on the tent, she was so scared. She was crying, and I'm there trying to film a YouTube video for our family event, and she's crying the whole time, doesn't want to fish, she's impatient. And then it was just
You have
difficult.
underwater camera and stuff like that?
Pardon me?
You have an underwater camera?
Yeah, I brought it. I actually filmed with the underwater camera. I filmed my bait with the
Watching?
AquaView. Pardon
Was
me?
was she watching that? Because kids enjoy watching those bait, like,
Yeah, she was looking at it, but there was no trout. I don't know what was going on, man. The fish weren't active.
yeah,
And when I got that bite, I was taking a break fishing. My wife was still fishing, and I put the lure in the same hole as hers, but it was like a half an hour I wasn't fishing. I just dropped my lure. My GoPro wasn't even filming anymore. That's how much I gave up for the video. I dropped my lure in the same hole as hers, and right away I just closed the reel. You know what I mean? And then something's pulling on my rod. It was the first bite of the day. My wife's looking at me. She was like, "You just caught the fish. You just stole my fish."
you film the fish
And
on
I
top.
reel it in, and then I turn on the GoPro, and then you just see the nice. It was actually a nice one, a nice rainbow trout right at the surface. And then as I went to yank him out, the hook came out, and then you just see him swim back down. But
Heartbreaking moments, eh?
oh yeah. But all this, the reason why I'm talking about this is because I wanted to know, how do you find the challenge of fishing with kids?
Well, to me, actually, for me is actually a lot of fun to go fish with the kids, and because they get really amazed by like a lot of things, right?
Yeah,
As adults, sometimes we get, I don't know, we get bored or we get like, we've seen it many times, we don't get as excited. But with kids, you get this excitement. You relive your own childhood, when you see it, like
yeah,
you're like, how come we're not able to be so excited, like anymore,
yeah. We were when we were
Except for my
younger.
kids, though. I'm gonna add this because my kids are kind of spoiled, and then they have high expectation. For me, when we go fishing, they're
Oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah, for sure.
like this is nothing. They go like this is nothing.
You set
But
the bar high when it comes to quality fish with them. They're
apparently,
never going to be impressed by anyone else. Let's say
no,
your daughter later
they-
on in life meets a boyfriend and he's like, "Hey, I'm a good fisherman," and he starts catching like small fish. She's like, "You're nothing." No.
imagine exactly. It's like you're nothing. Oh, look at my dad, man. Like he was nothing. And but there are a couple of main challenges with fishing with kids.
It changes the game.
Yeah, you need to be patient because
Yeah,
and they don't have patience. Okay,
exactly.
so like if there's no activity in the first 5 minutes, you're done. You're done.
Exactly. Yeah,
You're done.
that's what happened with my
Ice
daughter. It was like
fishing,
five
and ice
minutes.
fishing is hard. Like it's hard.
Yeah,
It's like you drill a hole you don't know yet.
yeah,
Luck. I
yeah,
was one of the session. I drilled the first hole right on it. It was fish, and then they were enjoying. Another time we went, first hole nothing and gone. Like 5 minutes gone. Like like
yeah.
it has to be right away for them.
Oh
Right.
yeah,
And the other challenges I would say is the equipment, right? There's line management, and then there's these like snagging, like they snag and then you have to deal with it. So these are the main challenges
yeah,
when you bring your kids, I would say.
yeah. You're absolutely right.
Yeah.
Have you formed any memorable connections or friendships throughout your fishing YouTube channel?
Oh, for sure. I mean, one of them is you, and I have met many local people too. And it's just not local, right? Like through this YouTube channel, I was very fortunate to have met many other, passionate fishermen.
Yeah.
We could connect through our passion, right?
Yeah.
And
Like the YouTube community online.
exactly, we get to meet so many avid fishermen like from all over the world,
Yeah.
and we do create some great friendship, I would say.
Oh yeah, and like we see different species of fish that other people catch from
Uh,
their area that's common to them.
yeah. No, but we're really lucky to be honest. To me, like catching muskie is not I'm sure people from outside they're like it's not everyone,
Yeah.
Anyways,
Oh no, it's true. You're absolutely right. I think
sometimes
even in
we forget that we're
all
kind
the oh,
of
we have so many species here. We're actually really lucky.
yeah,
We have
exactly.
nice water bodies.
Yeah.
Have you ever thought of doing a crossover with hunting?
Um, I've actually this is a very good question because I do think about it sometimes, and for personal reasons, right? Like I would like to learn how to hunt, but like to hunt properly, but I'm not I'm like I don't see myself hunting every year like I see you do it. You get it?
Yeah.
To me, I see it more like a skill set that I would like to have to be a proper hunter, not
Yeah.
like do it like, I'm properly,
Yeah.
I like to learn to do it properly, but at the same time, I don't want to hunt every year though. You get it? Like I don't mind, let's say you go hunt, I'll be like, okay, you if you need a partner, I would tag along type of deal, Like I don't want to be like, oh, I'm forced to, it's deer season. You get it?
Yeah.
I,
Yeah. Yeah.
for me, I don't, it's not me.
Yeah, well, you're right. At the same time, I really enjoy deer hunting, but it's like sometimes I feel like I'm losing out on some fishing because I feel like I'm obliged. Okay, I only have these 2 weeks a year
And then
because
you
where
see
I'm at, well,
musky
there's bow and
and
arrow, but
you
I don't
must
do.
for catching during that time.
I know it's good musky season too during deer.
It's exactly musky season.
Ah, it's hard. But then I'll be musky and then I'll be like, I could be catching a deer right now.
Exactly, exactly, exactly.
There's some similarities I find between fishing and hunting.
Yeah. Yeah, but there's a main difference for me, at least for the hunting part, is that you don't have a choice. When you hunt, you have to take the life. You get it? You have
Yeah, you're absolutely
when
right.
you're fishing, you could still choose, like if it's hooked, like fine, right? You could release it.
Yeah,
You choke, you're like, okay, I'm gonna do the right thing and harvest it,
yeah,
right? But it's a choice.
yeah,
And to me, the hunting it's not. I don't mind taking a life, but when you hunt, you have to. You get it?
yeah, exactly.
No longer a choice.
Well, you still got a choice. It's just most of the time it's like the percentage isn't there. Like look, it wasn't last season. The season before I let that 5 point go
Yeah.
because I wanted a bigger deer and then I ended up not getting one. I
That
took
choice. You mean like I let it go choice?
Yeah, I let him go. I didn't take the shot. I had him in my I could have shot him,
Yeah,
but I didn't want that wasn't my goal.
for sure.
So, but at the same time, I also don't like taking the life
No, no,
of
but
an animal, even a turkey. Even though I on my hunting turkey video, I was happy, I was excited. I got the turkey. We called him in. He came to see our decoys. We worked hard to get that turkey.
yeah,
But at the same time, I'm not too proud to say that I took a life away. But at the same time,
same time. Like
like it's good. I ate him. He was tasty.
exactly, and you didn't
You know?
waste.
No,
And,
no, no waste. That's what's important.
and we get to enjoy the outdoor. To me, at the end of the
Oh
day,
yeah, that's what it is. Being outside.
exactly. We get to,
Especially, during turkey season, what I like is after a long winter,
yeah,
then I finally get to wake up in the morning. I go and I'm turkey hunting. You hear in the morning, all the animals in the woods, you hear them all waking up, and even that time of the season, the partridge, they're batting their wings against their chest. I
yeah,
believe that's what they're doing there. It's like their mating call. You
yeah,
hear them, hear the birds,
yeah,
the migratory birds that are arriving, everything. It feels good on the morale.
no, for sure. Just the sound of nature, right?
Yeah. How do you see the state of local fishing spots and wildlife habitats in our region? Talking about the conservation and about the local environment.
It's to me, I think it's strange because I fish for like probably over 20 years, and I've seen changes. Like I mean, there's good and bad changes, but like for the fish wise, in the last two years, I would say there's a huge decline of fish in my spots.
Yeah.
I don't know, is it like a cyclical thing? Maybe it'll come back, or it's just been a year that was, like because this year was, I don't know about for you, but it was very hot,
Yeah.
long hot, and then it's very short, like a fall, where is my best season normally, the
Yeah.
fall. For me, I didn't have a fall. Like it was hot, 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 so the walleye never came.
Yeah.
And then when I wanted to hit the walleyes, it was frozen. Like you get it, like it was
Yeah.
really weird. Like it never had that.
Yeah, that
Oh,
period where they came in, and you see my spot too, because we both have like a similar spot in a way where the walleye climb up in the spring
yeah,
and in the fall.
yeah,
And
exactly.
this fall, I haven't caught. I caught one walleye, just one
I caught one.
at the spot.
At my spot, I caught one big. I mean, I caught many, but one big, like
Yeah,
126. I mean, normally, I mean, I've posted some 30, like and I this year never seen a big fish.
yeah,
Didn't see numbers either. But maybe it's just cyclical. Maybe
yeah,
next year, but I would admit that there's more and more fishermen
yeah.
in in all our areas that I fish.
So
Like
they're putting more pressure on the local spot, so it's for
Yeah.
sure the fish are
I
more
don't know if it's,
stressed.
but it's a good thing and a bad thing. It's a good thing that everyone is enjoying the outdoor.
Yeah,
Like I'm happy for that part, but it does affect for the fish numbers that we
yeah,
could.
that's it. And people got to take care of the environment too, because they really leave their
Yeah, some,
trash on the ground.
some are not great on that.
Are
Yeah.
there any conservation efforts you're passionate about? And also, in the same time, about the musky fishing
Oh,
closure in
yeah.
winter, your
Yeah.
opinion on that?
So like to me, like in general, I would say I would like to see the daily limit for fish for me to go down, for the daily limit to go down on every species, because we don't need to eat that much. Like,
Especially perch.
not just perch, any species,
50. It's too
like
much.
perch, like even six walleye. Do you need six walleye? Not really. Like you need
Uh,
one per family. You get what I mean? Like
Yeah,
you could go tomorrow. It's a daily limit. Like if you're gonna eat it, then go back again. Like the
yeah,
fish is there. Like I don't get well, especially when a group of people go to one spot, they each want to take their six. To me, I don't understand. Like, you know,
yeah,
I'm glad they have size limit for walleye, but they don't
yeah.
have it for bass. Like, which, I mean, it should be the same. Why bass don't have a size limit?
Especially a big bass. They're old when they're big.
Yeah, big and the
The-
tiny, tiny ones. Why are you taking like a
yeah,
half pound bass? Like,
yeah,
what?
yeah, yeah. We saw that before. Taking a small bass, like what, 8 inches long, goes in the bucket. Like what the
What?
world?
What's the point of this? Like, I don't understand this. And then the other one is like because I fish shads. I mean, I'm sure you saw like when the shad comes up every year, right? So it's a short period of time, like, and they get abused. Like all these
Yeah.
people,
Oh, there's a lot.
200 people on the same spot, and everyone want their five limit daily. To me, it's like you don't need to get your five. Like
Yeah,
come tomorrow, get another one. Like like why are you getting like these people are like chain five. Like I don't know. Like
yeah,
I don't get it. Like, cause this is basically the future of the fish, and you're like
yeah,
taking away all the breeders, like
yeah. That's it.
So like to
But
me, there's
for walleye, though, the length regulation, we see a difference now. We're starting to have more and more quality walleye.
because of it. Yeah,
Yeah, and they have the strict regulations on muskie. They even raised the bar. I think it's what, like 100 and some centimeters you can't keep under.
over 43, I think,
Yeah.
inches. I think as a whole, closing the muskie during winter is a good thing for the species. To be honest, like a lot of people mishandle them on ice.
Well, I
It's not
agree.
an easy thing. It's not an easy thing. I mean, like you have these big fish coming out these tiny holes. Like not everyone have a 10-inch. Not everyone like not everyone have the tools for it.
Yeah.
For me, I'm happy they're closing it. But I would also add like I don't understand why when they close the ice, they set the date so early. Because I'm still fishing like on the water at those dates.
Well, December 19th.
Yeah, December, but I fish normally till January.
Yeah, you're right.
But I basically lost 2 weeks. For me,
Yeah,
is those 2 weeks that like, the money part.
yeah, you're right. And also they have it closed until so it only
Late,
opens again in July for us.
basically. Yeah, we have nothing.
I don't
No,
know,
no,
like June, somewhere around June
June,
16th.
yeah, June 20 something, like
Oh
like that.
man, that's long. It's a long wait. It's always a long wait. Man,
So,
that's not only muskie, that's bass and muskie.
yeah.
While we see
So,
our neighbors down south are catching bass in all
uh,
spring.
they're making me boil my blood.
Yeah, man.
Those
But
things.
even in Ontario, they have the catch and release.
Yeah. Yeah,
Not
at least
allowed to keep.
Ontario. I'm gonna start going to Ontario for
Yeah.
those.
It's severe over here.
Yeah, I can't take it no more. Especially I see all our friends, showing even now they're showing bass, on their channel. Like now,
Yeah.
now.
Yeah.
We're deep in snow and these people are
Oh, we
like,
still got
look at
like 2 feet of ice.
they're like, look at my bass. I'm like, dude, like if I could catch bass, I'll be showing my bass too. Anyways.
What role do you think YouTubers and content creators play in promoting environmental awareness?
I I don't know if we do that much. We do promote the enjoying of the outdoor. Like so like as to me as a content creator,
Yeah.
we should do our best, to
Yeah.
show like how to treat the environment properly.
Yeah.
Because people look at what we do, right? And I'm sure a lot of younger generation people too, they're like, oh, let's watch how these people like the thing that I truly think happened is YouTube helped create this like sport fishing community because it's not used to be like this before. Like people don't fish like catch and release before.
No, you're right.
The big mentality change. Like all these kids, they go out there and catch and release. Like it's new. Like it's not like 20 years ago, it was not like that. No one catch and release like this. They
Yeah, it was
catch,
all catch and keep.
but yeah, they catch and eat, like that's it. But I mean, this is happening because of what they see. So it is important that the big YouTubers to show that, like, when you go out there, be responsible, don't
Keep
leave.
one. Sometimes they do a shore lunch.
Yeah.
That's okay.
Yeah, no, but they no, no, I mean more the clean part, to keep the environment clean.
Yeah, yeah, for sure.
And they
Well,
and they most of the time they do a good job, I feel.
yeah. Well, like sometimes I think about it and I don't do it, but while I'm doing a YouTube video, I'll arrive at a spot and there's like beer cans everywhere, and I'm like, I should pick them up. Like I should like add that into my YouTube video. So like the younger generation sees me because to be honest with you, I do pick up the cans or the trash. I put them in my net.
But I don't show it though. Like I don't
Yeah, but
really.
that's it. Maybe we should from time to time in the video.
Yeah, I know
So other
C-Rod
people,
does. C-Rod does though. I know
yeah.
C-Rod does. But like to me, I kind of like my videos sometimes are already too long. I cut
Oh
it out.
yeah. Oh yeah.
But maybe we should. It is important.
How's your challenge of making videos without revealing honey hole locations?
Oh man, that's definitely a hard one, man. This is very challenging for me and also for my friends, right? Because when my friends hear about me, they're like, oh, if you come, don't film, right? Like
Yeah, I know that.
like it's very hard. Like there's a line, right? Like I want to show good content, like but at the same time I have to protect myself, my friends. So many of my best fishing, you never will see.
Yeah, it's like pictures.
Not even. I have some I never even put picture because just seeing the picture will make you think like, wait, whoa, whoa,
Yeah,
like
yeah, yeah.
where did they get these fish? Like there's one of these like I mean every year we have these big fishing like good fishing that I personally don't film. And it's also good for us to not film because we
Yeah,
do
take a break.
enjoy it,
Yeah.
right? Like to absorb the whole environment, enjoy not have the pressure of like filming.
Yeah.
But it sucks, like you don't get to see it, right? Like so like there's this line that is very hard. Like we don't want to give away, but it's
Yeah.
tough, very tough.
Well, you see like Like my honey hole, well, it's not, it's a honey hole. It's more of a place where I like to relax. So there, the one that you saw with the waterfall, you guys
Yeah.
see it often because it's one that's not too far away. It's a great place for me to go to relax. And there's always most of the time, there's always a nice fish waiting for me. But now by, it's me who's shooting myself in the foot because by constantly filming that area and catching nice fish, well, I got local people that are looking for it. Some local people found it. Then they're going with their friends, and now I notice that there's more and more people going there. Maybe not all because of me, but I definitely didn't help the cause, and that's why now, when you see the video, I'm revealing more of it because the location's already getting burnt in a way. So I mean, like everyone knows where it is now, in a way around here. So I mean, like, why am I hiding? So for that spot there, I decided to put more effort and make a nice video. But I got to be very careful because I got some other holes that I film that I'm working very hard. That's why people they watch like the series of my musky fishing and I don't give them better angles because I can't.
You can't.
I'm revealing enough information as it is, you know?
No, but to me, it's like if you're a fisherman and you're watching, you have to understand the creator point of view, right?
Yeah,
Their goal is not to put you on that fish.
that's
You get
it.
so like why are you trying to find that? Like you get what I mean? You should learn what you can learn, which is let's say like the technique, why here,
Yeah,
like you could take this and use it. You're on your local. You don't need to drive 3 hours to the guy's place, right?
yeah,
Apply whatever you learn to your own place. This is what I think the follower, the viewer should do more and use it and be like also maybe even write to the creator, be like, oh, I use whatever you were,
yeah,
it would help us, like to know what we do is right and wrong also, right? Kind of
yeah,
like a communication, right? So like to me, it's like you can't be like, oh, I have to find his spot and catch that fish, you
yeah.
know?
But some of them are. But
Oh no, no, a lot of them.
that's a yeah. Well, that's it.
No,
But
a lot of them. Sometimes I post a picture. First thing I read is like
yeah,
where.
yeah,
Half the comment is where, and the other half is with what. So
exactly.
to me, it's like okay, like I'm not here to like I'm here to help, but not give you this exact fish. Like
Yeah,
to me, I
exactly.
find it funny sometimes, but
Yeah.
anyways, it is what
That
it is.
that's the pressure of fishing of
Yeah,
doing our YouTube channel, you know?
exactly. It's tough. I have a lot of friends who like never allow me to film, like
Well,
in
it's understandable. Like just Lake Saint Pierre,
understandable.
you know, even when I go, it's like you can't film.
You can't film.
And it's a nice lake. It's unfortunate because I'll watch like some YouTube channels that are in the States, you know, and they're
Oh,
revealing everything.
yeah.
It's like what? They don't have
No,
that same problem as us?
I don't know. Maybe there are always so many people already. Because us,
Yeah,
if you think about it, Canada is like 1/10, right?
yeah,
Population. So like maybe we're so used to having our own place, our own little thing that
yeah,
one person come, we get kind of
yeah,
like
yeah, yeah. I know that feeling.
no, but like we get offended by one person. Like them maybe is a normal thing, like to have
Yeah.
10 people.
Us,
Me,
we'll do a video. Let's say we name it a
yeah,
certain spot.
yeah,
That'll be the title, you know? Holy
yeah.
crap, the bashing we're gonna get, the hate
Yeah.
messages. People probably even threaten us. Take down your video. I
For
mean, we
sure.
can't. We can't just make a video. We see some YouTubers, even like some famous local YouTuber,
Yeah.
he'll put the name of the spot, everything, and like then you just read the comments and people are rude,
Yeah, people
you
are
know?
rude. But at the same time, it makes sense because there's a lot of spot that gets decimated. Like,
Yeah,
not
exactly.
not everyone is a catch and release fisherman. We don't know who's watching, right? Like,
Yeah,
we,
poachers.
there's sometimes we introduce like, like these bucket fishermen that would collect. Some of my spot are like a dozen fish in the whole spot.
Yeah,
I've been catching the dozen bass the whole time, right?
yeah,
It looks like I catch a lot, but it's the same dozen of fish, right?
yeah,
But if one guy saw the video and he's a bass keeper, right?
yeah,
He keeps three today, he keeps another two another week. Like eventually there'll be no more because this is a closed, like water system. It's gonna take years to replenish
Yeah.
that poison of fish. Like sometimes we have to do what we have to do.
Yeah. Do you have a favorite fishing gear or equipment that you swear by?
Like in what sense? Like a tool or brand? Because like this is different. Like I
Okay, well, gear, I would say, yeah, your
brand
brand. Yeah.
brand. Okay. So I've been fishing for a long time. So I have used like from the lowest quality all the way to like like I've fished many different brand names now. And I always it strikes me that I always actually at the end of the day I like the mid, like not the too expensive, right? But not the low quality either. Like you could feel it. The low quality, you hold it, right away.
Yeah.
The
Oh, yeah.
hand feels no good,
The weight.
but I have fished a lot with low quality when I started. So to me, it has a place in my heart. Like
Oh,
even
you could catch fish with it.
I could catch fish with anything, but but like so now my one of my favorite rods I would say is 13 fishing. Like because it's not like the most cheap, but it's kind of in the cheaper, like I would say in the cheaper like range, and it's solid, as light. It's not obviously it's not a St. Croix. Like it's not gonna be a St. Croix light, but I would say for that price, it has similar feel. Like I would take that, and also it doesn't pain me, right? If I break it or if I do something like wrong with it,
Yeah.
like I mean, it has the same strength, same like it's just a tiny bit lighter, heavier. I mean, for that, but like, I mean, it is what it is. Like you pay for the quality, right?
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely right.
And the for reels, I've been using a lot of Daiwa and Shimano's. I mean, I think I would more prefer Daiwa because it is a little bit cheaper for like the same kind of level, I would say. And so
Yeah.
my best combo right now has been the Daiwa Tatula with the 13 fishing Defy Black.
Okay.
That's my I think most basic combo, and I think I could catch any fish, and big, small, you could take anything,
Yeah.
because there's some rod you're like, okay, I don't want a big fish on it. I'm gonna it's gonna hurt.
Yeah. Well, that's it. I got the Daiwa Tatula now too, and when I go
Yeah.
when I want to bring in like those bucktails and all that stuff, and I bought the 13 fishing rod, but all that is because I asked you for reference, and I have to say I'm pretty satisfied.
Like smooth, no, that reel
Yeah,
is
the
smooth,
the
and
reel is really smooth. The rod goes good too.
yeah, but
I have nothing to complain about.
the reel to me, because when I fish, I use it for striper, and for me, it's like a workhorse. Like striper is like that
Yeah,
like,
yeah, yeah, yeah.
all day, like and so far, it's been doing a good job. So I would say I like them for that. And if there was other equipment that I would swear by, I think everyone would know in my video, is my extendable net.
Oh yeah, oh
And
yeah.
it's
That long net. Yeah.
and it's like it's almost a signature. Everywhere I go, I cannot go without the extendable net because
Well, it's
like
good. You fish in areas like really high.
yeah,
I
and the
mean,
fish is big.
and then you catch. That's it. You'll catch like a what, a 55-inch sturgeon.
Yeah,
There's
exactly.
no way you could bring them up. You're what, 15 feet in the air?
Yeah, exactly. So like that is actually equipment that I would say the only equipment that's more signature to me than any other rods and reel because like when I fish with other species, it would change, right?
Yeah,
That net is always there.
yeah.
Do you have something like that? Yeah.
Uh, well, I always have a net. It's just not as extendable as you, but I always bring a net everywhere. That should actually be one of my tips.
Yeah.
When you ask me what would have been my tips, would be bring a net
Yeah.
because even each time that fish is close to shore and you just want to yank them, that's when your line could break,
Yeah.
or that's when you lose them all the time.
Always.
I got fed up of losing my fish, and people see me arriving at spots, No one has a net. And they see me arrive. I got my tackle box on my back. I got my fishing rod. Then I got my net, and they're looking at me. Then I got a tripod. It's like they're looking at me like, what
It's
is
a
this guy?
big net, man. Every time I walk, even shore fishing, I have this big net. So people are like, "What are you catching,
Yeah,
monster?"
I got
Like,
those comments.
like it's just funny.
Yeah,
I'm
and
like,
then you
"Oh,
catch the
you're
big fish, and then they're speechless.
exactly, like exactly." Like like people they laugh until they see a muskie. Then they're
Yeah,
like, "Oh, okay, now I get it."
yeah,
I think a while back when I caught my biggest muskie, it was funny. I got to the spot and I was like, you know, I I'm just gonna cast for 15 minutes, right?
yeah,
And I pull out this big bulldog. It's like 14-inch. And then everyone was fishing small fish, whatever they're doing. I don't even know what they're doing. They see me pull a bulldog like this, and then they're all like this guy is what does he think he's doing? And me,
yeah,
I'm like, okay, I'm gonna do my cast like boom, 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 like a fan cast.
yeah.
Fifth boom, and I was like, holy shit, fifth cast, my biggest muskie.
Oh yeah.
And
How big
everyone
was
just
it?
I think it was 56. It was a special occasion. I couldn't measure properly,
Yeah,
but
yeah, yeah.
the 56
I
inch.
think that's the one that was on. No, was it that one on your profile picture when I
Yeah,
wrote
I
you
think
for the
so.
first
Yeah,
time?
I
That's
think
the
so.
muskie that convinced me to return your student card.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it was a big fish. And like everyone just went from like this idiot to like, okay, okay,
A
now
god. He's a god.
no, no, now we get why he has all these equipment.
Yeah.
Anyways, sign up.
How has your YouTube journey impacted your life personally and professionally?
Well, I think sometimes I wish like this was my full-time job so I could
I agree. I would too.
enjoy. I mean, sometimes if we could make money out of it, I think I would have been doing it a long time ago. We get paid and to do what we love, right? But it's not the case. So
Well,
now,
you could become a fishing guide.
man, I no.
You have the skill, you have the knowledge.
I
You
don't
just
I
need a
don't
boat.
I don't see myself
No? The
like
people would learn from you. That's what a fishing guide is in reality, is a teacher.
yeah, but the thing that will hurt me is like I don't mind people catching. I enjoy it. I enjoy giving tip and people catching with it, right?
Yeah.
But it would kill me to just sit there all day and not fish.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
I cannot do it. I right now, maybe one day, but right now I don't see myself sitting there.
Yeah.
Unless I'm a guy that also fishes,
Yeah.
which is to
Well, let's
me,
say a muskie guide, you almost have to fish, because the chances of catching
yeah,
muskie are harder, so the guide fishes too, but
but to
you,
me it's kind of messed up because if I'm fishing and I'm
yeah,
catching, you kind of took away their chance.
exactly. And plus they paid because they want to catch fish, not watch you catch fish. They could do
Exactly.
that on YouTube.
Exactly. So yeah, anyways, to me right now I feel it's a tough balancing act between like, personal time, work time is tough because
Yeah.
like I want to fish, but you got to make a
Ah,
living.
and we're always at work. I have the same problem. That's the thing. That's why I'm doing the podcast when I mentioned on my first video is because with the kids and all that, young kids, my boy's gonna be 2 in a few weeks. My daughter is finally getting at the fun age. It's hard to find that time to get out, to go do that real fishing with work.
Yeah,
There's always something.
there's always something. The
So,
weather, the things
oh
like
yeah, like I said, I took 2 days off and weather told me you're not going out there.
here's every weekend when I
Yeah,
cook, there's something.
yeah.
Anyways, it is what it is.
Well, it's almost time to close off the podcast, but before we go, I'd like to do a little rapid fire round.
Okay,
So it's only 3 questions, three
go ahead.
quick questions. So my first one would be, what's your favorite fish to catch?
My favorite fish to catch, tough man, tough. Because like to me, there's a couple fish that contends on the top list, but like if it's one fish, I would say is a muskie.
Yeah,
Just because of the pure power, the whole it's magnificent to see a muskie. But like if I have to fish all day and you say like what's your favorite fish again, then I'm
yeah,
gonna say striper because striper is all day long. Like
yeah,
when you find ones, most of the time they're in packs, so you could catch all day. And these fish are strong, stronger than a muskie. Like you know,
yeah.
me
Oh
to me,
yeah, I
striper,
agree.
striper is takes that thing if it's not one fish.
Yeah. Well, when you're saying stronger than a muskie, I actually lived it for the first time battling with a striper. And you remember in my video, I was saying, this is a big muskie, you remember? Because I
Yeah,
already caught like two 40-inch muskies.
yeah.
And then I had this one
Um,
there and I said, oh, he's bigger. I was sure it was a muskie. It ended up being a striped bass. And he wasn't even
oh,
as big as the muskie.
oh, for sure.
And
And they
he fought
win.
harder.
Oh, wait.
Impressive fish.
No, striper, they don't give up. They don't give up. Like to me, they remind me of a small mouth.
Yeah,
They don't give up, but because it's so much bigger, and
yeah,
so much more like muscles, like this
yeah.
pure just muscle.
Yeah, well, their genetics are saltwater, eh?
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
Maybe that's
Saltwater
why.
fish is stronger.
Yeah. What's your dream fishing destination?
Oh man, I think the ultimate dream destination would be the Amazon for me.
Yeah.
Would be the Amazon catching all this exotic like beast.
Oh yeah. The Arapaima, is that what it's called?
Lima, 400
Arapaima.
Lima, like any like those big catfish.
Yeah. I forget the name, but they got some
I grew up
spectacular
watching
ones.
like I grew up watching like River Monster
Oh
as
yeah.
my number one. I would say like Cyril is number two.
Yeah. I agree with that. Jeremy Wade is number one. He's the
Jeremy
GOAT.
Wade is the GOAT. So yeah, I mean I have to go Amazon at least once.
Yeah. Number
But
three, Henry from 514 Fishing.
funny. But
I,
like I think another dream fishing destination that are closer to home would be Florida. Like, I mean, we get some nice fish there without going too far.
yeah, the peacock bass.
Peacock bass. I mean, I want a tarpon. Tarpon is one
Oh
of my
yeah. Yeah. Those
two
things fight supposedly.
of those things fight hard.
Well, that closes up all my questions. Is there anything else you want to talk about?
Wow. And like do you have any future plan for your channel? Like, do you have any
Well,
upcoming plans for
since
this?
you mentioned that, I don't want to reveal too many plans because at the same time, with my time and everything, a lot of my plans, I don't succeed at fully committing to them. Future plans for the channel, well, I just want everyone to know that it's not turning to a 100% podcast because I already had a few questions now. People thinking that the Wild Game Anglers is only a podcast, but I'm only doing the podcast because I'm not ice fishing enough this winter. I'm not getting out enough, and I just really want to keep posting content on my channel and also to give the people another way to get to know me, you
Behind
know?
this, how you
For plans, I've always been the type of guy, spontaneous. So, like, I know that this summer I want to target muskie again. I do intend to take the Zodiac out more. I really want to go and target, if I can, those muskie more, but my goal would be to catch my first one 50 inches or more. I haven't hit that target yet, but I'm always fishing the same locations where the 50-inch muskie is extremely rare. I have them in quantity, but not really like 40, 42 inches. I caught 145 in over the years. It's been what, since 2018 or 2017. I've been fishing that water body, and I caught 145-inch on it and a 44-inch on ice. So I mean, if I want to catch a 50, I need to mix up my strategy. But I want to take the Zodiac out more in 2025 and film. And I didn't take out my kayak last year, so I had to take it out at least once this year.
do some kayak fishing. I mean, I got my new kayak,
Yeah,
so
we could go do a collaboration video for some largemouth bass.
it's gonna be announced on my channel. New kayak.
Oh yeah, you're right. I was thinking about your that white your canoe,
Yeah,
Tuk Tek.
that's fun, yeah.
But now
That,
it's right. You got another announcement to make soon.
yeah. Hopefully soon.
You any future plans, goals for the channel?
I thought long and hard, and most likely I will do less videos, but I'm gonna focus on species specific videos. Like maybe once a month, I put a video where it's like how to catch like bass, let's say, or how to catch bluegills, how to catch perch, like those species
Yeah,
specific videos where I'm gonna take my time to go to different location. Like it's not gonna be like I go one session, I film, and that's it. I think that's what I'm gonna do, but we
yeah,
never know. I mean,
yeah.
if
No, but it's
time
good.
if
Yeah,
time permits, because like to me, the other session that I've been posting is like it's spontaneous, it's fun, but I'm scared sometimes that people don't learn much from it. It's just me catching, like
yeah.
it's fun to watch, but it's not like it
The
does not
people
help
they want to understand too how to catch the fish.
exactly. So I'm gonna try to like do more. I will try. I'm saying this now because sometimes I might not be able to do it because
Yeah,
it depends on time, right? Because those fishing, like just filming straight up fishing is much easier to film,
yeah,
obviously. But I'll try. I mean, next season I'll try to start early and find spot that I could catch specific species and try to make videos that are more.
all right. Do we try to do a nice fishing collaboration before this melts?
Oh, I hope so.
All right. I'll try to get out
I hope
at
so,
least
man.
once. Now we only have like 2 or 3 weeks left, so I'll kick
It's
myself in the butt.
probably too early.
Henry,
But
thank you
yeah,
very much, man, for taking the time to chat with me on the podcast.
yeah. Thank you for having me. I mean, thank you everyone, the audience. I'm super grateful for all the support from everyone. So thank you again.
Well, it's a pleasure to have you, and hopefully you come back. Maybe we do this again.
Yeah,
We always have something to talk about.
yeah, man. See you.
I
See you
also
soon.
want to thank everyone who tuned in to listen to the episode. We hope you enjoyed the conversations as much as we did, and that you've picked up some valuable tips for your next fishing adventure. Don't forget to check out 514 Fishing YouTube channel, Henry channel. Give it a good subscription and a like.
Come check it out.
All right, guys, so stay tuned for more episodes featuring amazing guests and exciting outdoor stories. I'll talk to you all next time on the Wild Game Anglers podcast.
Boom, 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 boom.
Boom.